Our next guest lit up the screen as Jesus in The Walking Dead, and now you can watch him as Malcolm Bright in Prodigal Son. Please welcome Tom Payne.
Hey, Tom.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Hey, Tom.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Nice to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Of course. How you doing? How are things?
Doing good. Back in California after we finished shooting, and happy to be enjoying my home, which I haven't been in for a while.
I hear that.
You know, congratulations on your new marriage, Tom. And due to the pandemic, you and your wife, Jennifer, had to reschedule your original wedding date. And instead, you got married on your birthday, December 21st. So is she allowed to give you a gift for your anniversary, birthday, and Christmas, just one gift? Or you make her give all three?
You know, I spent my whole life with that being the case, and everyone asking me, like, do you get like a joint Christmas and birthday present? And I don't know any different, really. So it just kind of makes sense to have all the celebrations at once around Christmas. I enjoy it that way.
Yeah.
I get it. Well, instead of a traditional minister officiating your nuptials, I hear that you went a completely different route. So who officiated and why?
Well, we had been having some work done on our house, and I was literally back in LA for 2 weeks over Christmas from New York. And my now wife, Jennifer, was like, hey, why don't we just do it? And so we had been having some work done on our house in LA during COVID, and we had our contractor officiate our wedding. We got him his license, and because he was in our COVID bubble, and in these times it just felt appropriate. So we didn't want to get anyone else involved, and we had our contractor marry us.
Oh,
That is amazing. That is so wild. Now, you are originally from England, so have you been keeping up with all the royal family drama? There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. I mean, England is just obsessed with all of that stuff. And I guess the world is to a certain extent, and America loves it as well. But honestly, like, a lot of the reason why I moved to America was just to get away from all of those things, really. And like the Downton Abbey and the Bridgerton and the royal family and all these things that is so very British. And so I've been following it, and I kind of admire them for what they've done, Harry and Meghan, to just go, do you know what? We're going to exit and go and live our life in America. And Jennifer's Swedish, and the Swedish royal family are kind of, you know, you walk past them on the street and it is how it is. And I wish sometimes that England was a little bit more like that. But I don't know, there is an obsession with it, and Buckingham Palace is still at the center of London. And you know, they're nice people, and they do a lot of good for society. But I think in today's world, it's becoming increasingly less relevant. And I just think it's kind of crazy that we give people so much grief for just wanting to have somewhat of a normal life. So good luck to them. I think they should live their lives how they want to live them.
Absolutely. Well, in the hit show, The Walking Dead, I want to know, what did you appreciate about that show?
I appreciated what I really got from that show. When I joined, it was the height of everything. It was like 16 million people were watching it each week. We had a premiere at Madison Square Garden where Norman Reedus rode in on his motorcycle. Like, it was completely insane. I was sat next to my now wife, and I got a bit scared. I was like, this is a bit too insanely huge. And I asked Andrew Lincoln, the lead of the show, like, is there anywhere in the world you could go and not get recognized? He said no, and that freaked me out even more. But what really that show really did for me was it took me around the world to meet thousands of people all around the world who were united by this show. And in a weird way, it was a show that connected families. On a Sunday, families would get around to watch this very gruesome show together. And they could say, I'd be that character, or I'd be that character. And it really introduced me to, it showed me how a television show can mean so much to people. And at this point, it's been 10 years of people's lives. Like, people have grown up with this show, and it means so much to them. And I really enjoyed meeting people and putting a smile on their faces by giving them the opportunity to meet someone from that show.
well, now we enjoy you on Prodigal Son, but to land that role as Malcolm Bright, you had to audition twice and you changed your appearance. What was the change, and was the decision difficult?
I think I was still a bit too Jesus, like my character from The Walking Dead. So I had hair down to my elbows, and I had quite a big beard. And the character that I play on this show has short hair and no beard, and it's such a definitive look that I think it was very difficult for the executives to really see past that and see this new character. So yeah, they went in another direction at the beginning, and then they decided that that direction wasn't working. So they came back to me, but the director said, I think you should do another tape and shave your beard. And I said, okay, yeah, I'll shave my beard. I'm not going to cut my hair because, as we know, it takes a long time to grow that hair. And once you cut it, it doesn't just grow straight back. So, and there might have been another job that I could have had the long hair for. So I just tied my hair up tight at the back and shaved. And that was enough to get me the job. And then I had to go to New York, and they cut my hair for me, and they braided it and cut it all off. And I cried. It was like, it's a lot of emotion. Well, there's a lot of emotional attachment that you have, and all of the experiences that you've had. It's such a weird thing to talk about, but there's a lot of experiences in that hair, and it was really like you're moving forward into another stage of your life.
You're talking about. Well, what can fans expect in tonight's season finale of Prodigal Son?
Tonight, they can expect to see an entirely new side to Michael's character, Martin Whitley. And he's out in the world on the loose with his son. And in the way that our show can do, there is a lot of fun to be had, which is very strange because he's a serial killer. And, we should be afraid, and it shouldn't feel that way, but there is a lot of fun to be had. But then there is also, as is the way with our show, a lot of pain and heartbreak and difficult moments. But I mean, at the end of episode 12, we're escaping on a speedboat. And I mean, when I first saw the cut of that and read the script, I was like, how is this not the finale? How is this not the end of the show? So I think the audience will be coming into the finale with a nice amount of excitement and what the hell can happen in this episode. And I don't think they'll be disappointed because a lot happens and a lot of unexpected things occur. And yeah, I think it's a fitting finale for season 2.
All right, we got a clip. Let's check it out.
Oh, easy. Now look, I want to untie you, my boy. We need to discuss how we get out of this whole imbroglio.
I'm not getting you out of anything.
We are the victims here, Malcolm. That woman abducted me, almost killed you. And if she's smart...
she'll tell them I was part of the whole thing.
Right now, it's your word against hers. Who would you believe?
Tom, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with us today. The season finale of The Prodigal Son airs tonight at 9 p.m. on Fox.